Good morning. I am Hiro Naito. We are in the middle of the winter, but I am lucky that we do not have any wind this morning. I would like to introduce the method I used to do when baths were inactive during cold water month. Under such a situation, I would like to use this lure to catch bass. This is ARA1200.
ARA1200。
Small size of logs
この
from
ね、
Smithwick
若干
company.
ちっちゃめなミ
I
ノ
will
で
try to catch
食いし
spooky
ぶる
and
バス。
inactive bass
これを
with
誘って
this
みたいと思います。
downsized minnow. I used to do
い
this
やー、
type of
昔は
fishing
ね、これ
quite
もよくや
lot.
ったんだけど
I
ね。
haven't done this style
最
fishing
近はね、あ
recently.
んまりやってないよね。
This is the time of the year when the water temperature becomes the lowest. So bass become very inactive due to they are warm water fish to begin with. Moreover, when the spring is getting closer, bass will head to shallow water for spawning. Spawning is one of the big events for bass. Their hormone balance will be off, which turns off feeding mood of bass to make them concentrate more in spawning. Their reaction to artificial lure is very slow and picky. Under such a tough situations, I need to think about how I can make bass to hit my lure more than any other time of the year. One thing I am sure of is that the water temperature is low, so I need to give a little extra time to wait for bass to react my lure. What goes through my mind other than those facts is spawning situation. I need to think about defensive mood or territorial move of bass more than feeding mood. How I am trying to make strike is what on my mind when I am controlling my lure into expected strike area. I got one. This bass barely took my lure when my lure just started moving. Look! Wow, this fish is cold. Thank you coming up to take my lure.
おいしょ。
Thank you. Goodbye. Wow, he's not moving much. I am glad to catch fish under this condition. He was in shallow water. There is no wind, but water temperature is low. That makes bass very sluggish. Since there is no wind, and I am fishing in a shallow area, I think bass may be more active around noon compared to early in the morning. Either case, I think I need to make dead stop moment on my lure during the retrieve. Got one! This bass took my lure when the lure was dead stop. Thank you! Wow, I saw everything! It was exciting. I am lucky that the hook just came off. Thank you coming up to see me. See you again. I got one. Wow, I saw everything. It was exciting. Fish went around the stick. This one took my lure right next to that log down over there. Thank you. Everything was perfect to me. Look! I was be able to see from the start to the end when the lure was disappearing in the mouth. I need to take out this hook first, then this one next. I saw every step. I was exciting. Look! Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you coming up to see me. Fish went around the stick one time, but when I kept pressure, fish went around the opposite direction, which made it untangled. I was lucky. I didn't need to dig it up. I am glad. The line seems to be okay. It was exciting on that fish. Today's fishing style I'm doing is twitching and jerking. One thing is different from my usual time. This is what I am talking about. I have a small split shot just in front of the lure. The split shot weighs about 1.5 grams. It is an extra weight, but not heavy enough to make my lure to sink. Therefore, when I make a cast and let it sit, it will float with tail section sticking out of the water. Why am I doing that is trying to make a hesitation when I stop the movement on my lure. I would like to have a little extra time before my lure starts floating up. I do not want to see my lure pop up right after the lure stops underwater. I would like to make my lure as slow riser or floater. When it is stopped, I need a hesitation before lure starts floating back. I do not want my lure to pop up. This method is very useful when the water temperature is low and bass are inactive. Of course, I can use this approach during the summer months when bass are very spooky also. But to me, I usually use this approach during cold months and bass are inactive situations. I am glad to see the way last bass hit my lure. There are two different types of rod stroke for fishing cold water situations. One is most commonly used as twitch or jerk and give a slack line at the end. If I can catch bass with this approach, it would be great. But bass are very sluggish with cold water and may not chase fast, erratic movement lure. If I feel bass are not interested in fast and erratic movement lure, then I will slow down my rod stroking speed with no slack line at the end. Then give a little longer pausing time before I move my lure again. I do not bring the rod tip back, which will create a slack line. Rather, I pull lure with moderate to slow speed and will not bring rod tip back. I will wait a little before moving again. I just keep repeating this without slack line. I can't tell which is better, catching more bass until I go to field and try. Bass will tell me which approach they would most likely to react. My personal preference is always faster rhythm, but that is my personal preference. So, if it doesn't work, I will try other method. Keep changing the rod stroking speed, amount of the slack line, waiting or pausing time between the rod stroke. Keep changing them until I find the best combination of these elements. The location of the split shot is important also. I don't like to put the split shot against the lure. I like to place it within 1 inch from the lure. When I give a little space between the weight and the lure, the movement or action of the lure is so much better. Many people might have seen I've been catching a lot of bass on ARB1200, which is 4.5 inch long version. It is true, and it's my favorite way. But many people may not know that I have caught many bass with ARA1200, which is 3 inch version. I have caught many big ones also on this size. The biggest reason I use ARA1200 is not based on the size of the bass I was catching in my fishing area. I like this lure because it has a quick and sharp darting motion when I give a twitch or jerk with my rod. This makes me feel I can fool those spooky and clever bass, which is not touching my lure much. Good situation is like if many people are using 4 or 5 inch size minnow and pounding the area quite a lot. Then I will pick up ARA1200. I was be able to catch bass with ARA1200 even when I was fishing behind my friends. I think it is not because of the size, but the quick and erratic movement of ARA1200. Therefore, I will always have few ARA1200 in my tackle box, especially I know I am going fishing where fishing pressure is extremely high. When many people start using ARA1200, then I will modify my lure a little bit. One of the things I used to do was adding weight to change floating ratio. I do not want to make my lure as sinking version. I would like to keep it as a floating version. I used to put weight directly onto the body. The good point if I put weight directly onto the body is it will be easier to make a tight cast to the cover. But bad point is this would restrict the movement of the lure. The biggest reason I like floating type is sharp and quick action of the lure. So, putting a split shot in front of the lure works so much better. Interesting finding was if I put the split shot weight against the split ring, it has a tendency of trying to restrict the movement. The best result is to give a 1/4 to 1/2 inch gap between the weight and the split ring. One other finding was when I pinch weight, I will squeeze down until the weight has a flat side. This adds unexpected irregular movement to the lure when I twitch. I didn't know this until I tried this several times. So I will squeeze round shape split shot weight into plate shape when I put it in front of the lure. When I do long, slow, steady pull, the weight is lined up with the traveling direction of the lure. So it will not cause any problem on lure action. I think fishing condition this morning was very tough and slow. If I used regular speed twitching in this morning, I wouldn't have caught more than half of the fish I caught today. What really helped me this morning was my lure did not immediately float back up when I stopped its moving. it did give extra second or so before floating back up. This hesitation on the movement is creating the strike chance. Wow, look at that one. Good one is coming up behind my lure. Get it! Get it! She came up just a few inches behind my lure. My lure needed to slow down a little longer for this bass. She was a good size. I got one. She came almost straight up from deep water. I am glad to see this. Thank you. Look, it's very fun. Thank you coming up to see me. Take care. Goodbye. I'll see you back again. Only one hook was holding this fish. That bass took my lure when the lure started floating back up slowly. Now I am on the cover where that bass was hiding. I got one! Great! This bass also took my lure when the lure started floating back. Thank you! This catch makes my day. This bass has so much energy. Thank you! This bass really took my lure as I was hoping for. That makes me feel extra special. Thank you. See you. I will be back. I really enjoyed this enjoyable fishing time today. Twitch, twitch, then starting slowly floating back. That was the time bass took my lure. If the floating speed were faster, that bass may not have touched my lure at all. How did you like today's fishing using ARA1200? This lure is small, but it has very quick and sharp action built in because of the high buoyancy of the lure. That is a big reason this lure is easy to use. This is one of bass catching lure. Even so, there are tough situations from time to time, such as low water temperature, inactive bass. I wanted to show one of the solutions I used to do to catch bass under even such a tough condition. When I go fishing, there are so many times that things did not go as I was hoping. At that time, trying to find how to adjust to the condition from my side is the joy of bass fishing. Catching bass with my adjustment under such a tough conditions really make my face smile. Please enjoy your style of bass fishing. See you next time.